watching X-Men Evolution because 97 is gone. Part 7. If you don't know why I call it that, go back and watch Part 6. Also, I'm sorry if y'all can hear the background. It is raining really hard in Texas right now. I'm noticing with these X-Men series, when it comes to episode count, the first season is like, hey, we'll give you a trial run and see how it goes. Middle seasons are very much, hey, we think you got something here. Run wild, do what you do. And then the final seasons are very here, nigga, damn-ish. And from there, it's just a random cavalcade of episodes that don't really coincide with each other outside the finale. And based on the episode descriptions here, seems to be the same case, but I could be wrong. Let's get into it. First half of this season, we start with episode 1, picking up where we left off. I stand corrected. Apocalypse knocks the dust off some pyramids and sets up a base camp for himself, and apparently Magneto's team went back to Egypt and have just been over there interrogating every local they can find. The X-Men are still doing their own search, but everyone is coming up with no leads, and Logan, on the other hand, is still out here looking out for Rogue after she basically set all this in motion.
You know, what Apocalypse and Mystique did to you, that wasn't your fault. Rogue?
I'm fine, Logan.
Okay.
And part of what's really bothering her is that after everything that happened, they took Mystique's stone body and brought it to the house for the last 2 weeks, but thankfully the caring adults in Rogue's life gave Mama the eviction notice.
Why does the professor have to keep Mystique around here anyway?
You don't have to worry about that anymore, Rogue. She's gone. You tried everything to help her, but she's just solid stone now.
So, what did they do with her?
Gave her to the Brotherhood. Charles knew how much it affected you having her around.
Good riddance.
Cut to the Brotherhood house. They dancing with the statue, dragging it around, using it to pull pranks on each other. And if this was any other character, I'd feel bad, but I don't. Reminder, she started off this season inside the same house she blew up at the beginning of last season. Kurt knows all of this, but is still visibly upset.
I don't believe it. The professor gave our mother to the Brotherhood.
So what?
Seriously, it doesn't bother you that the Brotherhood boys have her?
Why wouldn't?
She belongs here, with us.
No, she doesn't. Why does it even matter to you?
It made me feel better, that's all.
And I get it. Outside his adopted parents, this is the closest he's ever going to get to having his family under one roof. So he sneaks to the Brotherhood house, steals his mom back, Rogue finds out, and they're really trying to give Nightcrawler that same peacekeeper quality throughout this same series, just minus the religious aspect.
You dare bring that thing back into this house?
Rogue, she can't hurt us anymore.
Speak for yourself.
She's our mother.
Either you get her out of here or I will.
Rogue, anger and hatred destroyed her. If you don't get rid of yours, it will destroy you too.
But still, he's a learning teenage boy because with everything you just said, it's very clear why this girl who you finally got to accept you as her younger brother is bothered by this situation. As much as you want there to be, there's no scenario where this works out for everyone. Meanwhile, in Egypt, Magneto is just out here tweaking on his whole team.
I told you, I wanted reports every 30 minutes. Time is running out, and you are failing me. Now, if you ever want to see your family again, you will find answers.
Your wounded pride drives you to madness.
Yeah, Colossus ain't like the rest of these lackeys and will clearly square off with anyone, even old Kratos over here. So during the sibling standoff, the statue started crying, meaning that Mystique has been conscious this whole time and is hearing everything that's been going on. X and Beast take another crack at it, but still can't figure it out. But earlier, Wanda suggested calling Agatha Harkness to fix it, and now Kurt wants to take her up on that offer. While this is going on, the rest of the team head over to the Mayan temple where Apocalypse is. They and the military try to play it cool. But then here comes Magnus McDoing too damn much. He throws his ship, he throws tanks, he throws cars, anything he can find to toss at this bear. He throws down satellites like a damn helldiver entering the drop zone. He gets his wish because Apocalypse steps out like an annoyed neighbor like, bruh, do you really gotta make all that noise? But fine, here's the attention you wanted so damn bad. Hits this man with an Uno reverse card and then just zaps him into pixie dust. And then when he goes back into his dungeon, stares down Charles like, you see, I had to rough your boy up right quick. Go ahead, leave me alone, and we ain't gonna have these same problems. Let me get back to catching up on 5,000 years of TV. I'ma holla at y'all. Cut away from that, and we have the wise old witch Agatha, very different from who we have right now.
What?
Rogue? Why are you here?
She's come to end the torment. Isn't that right, child?
Yes.
So she basically tells them Mystique's own powers backfired on her, and that's why she's stuck. But if Rogue touches her and saps some of her ability away, it should give her enough room to break free, and that's where we pull this 180.
You're serious? I'm the only one that can save her?
Rogue, it's the right thing. You know it is.
No. I won't do it.
So like 2 sentences ago when we said we wanted to end the tournament, I guess we didn't mean at the cost of her being alive again. And poor Kurt, he tries to talk to his sister.
If you don't help her, this will haunt you for the rest of your life. Prove that you're not like her.
Now, I've had nothing nice to say about this woman for this entire series, but I guess that last sentence from Nightcrawler didn't sit very well. Because Lord, Rogue really is her mother's daughter. She then proceeds to push the statue off a cliff, watch as it crumbles on the way down. Even Agatha was shocked at this, although her MCU variant would probably be impressed. And that's the end to just this first episode of this final season. Kurt's over here crying over the rubble that used to be his mom. Agatha's over here like, I ain't get called over here for this. And then Rogue just walks off. As I'm recording this, there's some tweets like live popping off as I'm doing this video. Please tell me for X-Men 97 Season 2 we are not about to lose an onslaught plot because of this petty game of corporate ping pong. Like, please tell me this isn't real. Episode 2, the high school dropouts are at it again. So Magneto's death, or supposed death, is all over the news. Wanda's upset, and Pietro basically tries to tell her, like, out of everyone riding this train with us, you shouldn't be. And he tried putting her real memories back in her head, causes her to spaz out and derail the damn train. They end up escaping the train, but actually saving all the people they put in danger. Now they're in the news as heroes. They're doing interviews, and after the one woman they saved gives them a $10,000 check and a free construction crew so they can stop living in the slums, I really can't blame them for what comes next. Which is them creating the disasters they're now saving people from. Also, granted, y'all are already in a boarding house. Did nobody peep y'all are a bunch of unsupervised minors out of school with no legal guardian or bank account? Because how are y'all even depositing that money? Anywho, they go on a spree of saving people, and the biggest hater of this all is Scott. And on top of all this, Principal Kelly is running the most MAGA-ass advertisement that I wasn't even paying attention first watch, but before it even finished, it was very clear to me that he was running for office.
Do you feel safe? Every day, mutants move freely through our city, our streets, and yes, our schools. And they are powerful. Registration on every single one of them. These creatures must be monitored because, trust me, mutants are a menace.
And these idiots, not learning their lesson from the last time, think it's a bright idea to try pressing him at his campaign office to stop bad-mouthing them after trashing the place. The same man who set y'all up so he could expel you a few months ago and now wants y'all under government watch and is looking for any reason he can to back up his case, that's who y'all are gonna go press. Thankfully, the X-Men caught onto this scheme and got them to stop.
One way or another, Summers, I will drive you mutants out of Bayville. All of you, and that's a promise!
By the way, that's his reaction to them saving his life. The Brotherhood ain't ready to let go of the fame, so they frame the X-Men, get them locked up. Then these dummies derail another train, not realizing they've now set it on a collision course with another train carrying 8 tanks of propane. Somewhere Hank Hill is feeling a disturbance in the force. Kitty and Jean actually do a really cool combo and do their best to try to put a stop to it, but the whole town almost gets nuked until Avalanche actually steps in to lend a hand. The day is saved, charges against the X-Men are dropped, and the Brotherhood gets all their stuff repossessed.
No, not the big screen!
Episode 3, welcome back X-23, and starting this episode off with Logan reading this newspaper, and I love that while he's not in every episode, Apocalypse is just there in the background of all these events like Tiamat, and we're all just waiting for him to do something. But quickly, Wolverine gets captured and escapes his cell only to realize he's 30,000 feet in the air and is now skydiving out of a plane without a parachute. And hot on his trail, someone I didn't expect to see in this series, Omega Red, working for Hydra. So X-23 finds Logan laid up against this log and his healing power's not working, and holy hell, the foreshadowing here. She saves him from Omega and Gauntlet, and now, just like the movie, they're basically making a break for it through this forest. Turns out they're using Logan to lure her out, and she's already peeped game. Meanwhile, at the mansion, Scott and Jean are teachers now, and nobody's going for it.
You all need to take this seriously. Scott and I are your instructors now. At least Bobby is paying attention. Thank you, Bobby, for taking this seriously.
So Lil Logan is giving Dad the cold shoulder and wants him to leave, but only because she wants him to be safe, but Wolverine's not going for that either.
The only way I'll be free, the only way Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D. will stop hunting me, is if I'm no longer alive.
Kid, you and I have been through the same kind of things. And even though they took my memories away, I'm proof that that you can get beyond this.
Right after this, they end up getting caught, which turns out is what the little girl wanted, because she's been going on tour just tearing up Hydra bases lately. They both escape, and the bad guys flee on a ship. They chase after, and Logan tries to give her the "revenge isn't the way" speech.
Just let me go!
No, it doesn't have to be this way.
Yes, it does.
She then just proceeds to go about just bombing the entire ship with herself on it. S.H.I.E.L.D. shows up late as usual for cleanup duty. Fury wants to know what happened to the girl. Logan lies and says that she died. Really, she survived and just went back into hiding. Great episode. The only thing that was confusing to me was his healing factor crapping out for a while because, like, or maybe in this show, the heavier the damage, the longer the recovery period at his big age. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Episode 4, we got baby mama drama where Xavier now has to go across the planet to deal with a secret son he didn't know he had. Funny enough, back in like 2011, Madhouse actually did an entire X-Men anime revolving around this same plot taking place in Japan, and it aired on G4 TV in the daytime, which is why a lot of people didn't see it. Still, really good, star-studded voice cast. Check it out if you can actually find it anywhere. Highly recommend. Also, it's only like 11 episodes, so very short, quick burn. Anywho, they get there and Xavier and his ex start talking to each other like it's an episode of Jerry Springer.
Keeping my son from me. Surely you could have found some other way to punish me.
It wasn't about hurting you, Charles. I just didn't want David growing up with a father who didn't have time for him.
Yes, well, I see nothing's changed. You always did blame everything on my study of mutants. Is that what you told David?
No, he knows nothing about you.
Oh, don't worry, it gets even worse.
Perhaps I was wrong. But I never told David where you were. Only that you abandoned us before he was born.
Okay, but why though? So going through this episode, we meet this kid who leads us to Xavier's son, his son David, and David's kidnapper. Turns out all three are just projections of the same person, and he is his daddy's son, because this is his inherited mental mutant powers going out of whack. Also explains why one projection gave Jean a run for her money, and the other was strong enough to block out the professor. Dad tries to step in and help, but in the end, the bad persona takes over David's body and just flies away. And none of this would be a problem in the first place had you just told him who his father was and he could have been training with him this entire time. Look, my point is, in every X-Men series, Charles X is a trash. I'm not even sad Moira got clapped in Genosha. By the way, the B plot for this episode is that Kitty and Kurt have the flu, and being asleep with the cold sweats is causing this man to teleport them all across town in their drawers.
Boy, I'm feeling much better. Had some weird dreams though. Like we were out in public wearing our pajamas, and then
School, downtown, in the park, at a funeral. I can never show my face in Babel again. Ow!
Episode 5 ending on a high note because Spike is back and shooting flaming spears? But Nephew is back on his Batman type of time, and basically Bayville has gotten so racist people go mutant hunting at night, and he's just trying to protect his people.
And some Morlocks will follow your lead. But what chance have they got if you lead them into a battle?
Hiding in the sewers, eating garbage, and still we're hunted? Tell me, Callisto, what chance have they got if I don't?
I mean, there's literally a mansion in town that just had a lot of recent vacancies y'all could go to, but hey, what do I know? And I know she's the leader, but why is Castillo always with these people when she's the most normal looking one outside the eye patch? One of the mutant hunters is everyone's favorite dickhead, Duncan, who either got held back or is younger than I thought in this show. Either way, this man goes picking on his own classmates and then gets the Gotham Defender treatment.
You guys shouldn't be mad at him.
He stepped in to protect us. You can't tell me that's wrong.
Evan's intentions were good, Amara, but that boy has always ignored the consequences of his actions.
When did the porcupine start shooting flaming arrows? I mean, did I miss an upgrade notice or something?
And honestly, Storm's got a point that I've also made throughout the review of this entire show. He's such a fun character, but blows every second chance he gets just because. And even up till now, it's a problem that has made literally zero progress. So they send Wolverine to talk some sense into him.
Bub, I'll be honest with you. In your place, your age, I'd be doing exactly the same thing.
So why are you here?
Because I'm not in your place, kid. I'm part of the big picture now. There's trouble brewing all over the world, and people are way too tense.
We have a right to walk down the street, or go into a store.
I know you do.
Logan, the mutants down here don't get to live in a mansion.
But they could! After this, he storms off and tries to go to a store to buy groceries because the Morlocks' dinner consists of dumpster diving at fast food joints every day, and frankly, he's over it. I understand. And to my point from earlier, is this not what you could use Castillo for? Like, clearly she blends in. Like, nobody said anything last season when she was just walking around slapping Gatorade bottles out of people's hands. Like, this whole scenario literally doesn't need to happen. So then the clerk kicks him out, and then the crowd just turns on this poor child, who, by the way, I found out is actually Leech.
Take this one with you.
Wait, no, he's not a mutant. He's just sick. Leave him alone.
Don't lie to us. We can see what he is.
We don't need this. I don't want that coming around. Just go.
You know, I'm starting to see why God nuked the planet at the end of Devilman Crybaby, because, like, it didn't take much for us to get to this point. But Leech and his mom are in the background of basically this whole episode fighting the reality that he has powers because the world is a scary place right now for people that do. And of course, all these people Spike has to put in their place on this episode get on the news and basically play victim.
Bayville is just not safe anymore. We gotta stand up and defend ourselves.
Yeah, then Duncan and the Columbine crew over here go full school shooter mode, making weapons and pipe bombs in their garage. I'm not even exaggerating. Look. Like, these ain't even teenagers anymore. These kids are like straight up domestic terrorists. Like, do you know how much of a problem you can cause the entire city by bombing the sewers? So Spike takes the bait, goes after him, but he's quickly overwhelmed and gets chased into an abandoned house. And now the fight just becomes a Predator mission from Arkham City. The Morlocks and the X-Men get there in time to provide backup. Let's add attempted murder to the list, because Duncan was just full-on gonna waste that kid, whose powers actually shuts down everyone else's in like a large radius. We actually see Scott's regular full face for the first time, and Spike's mutation has reverted. But this is only temporary, and everybody reverts right back. And in the background of this episode on Apocalypse Watch, this man has sprang up another base across the world in China somewhere, and to prepare for whatever he's about to do, Fury lets Trask out of jail to make more Sentinels. And that is a wrap on the first half of Season 4. Apocalypse is clearly in the background setting up his playbook, and I know he's the big bad in the end, but I like that they aren't just saving him for a surprise ending finale 2-part special, whatever. That I like that he's indeed this overall looming threat that could just spring out at any moment. But for now, y'all know the drill. Personal channel closing in on 2,000 subscribers. I actually just uploaded another skit about the Pokemon Power World controversy. I also do have a playlist where I'm putting all the X-Men reviews for this show and the original series, which I've already completed. I also just did a skit for Sparking Zero, getting ready to come out soon. I also got to attend an early screening of Transformers 1 and Agatha All Along. Both really good. Check them out, watch them, go see them if you got time. Podcast channel, we are officially 110 people away from 4,000 subscribers. We are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make the live show, check the videos tab. I cut and clip a lot of the fun and most interesting bits out of every episode, so it's easier to ingest and whatnot here. If we're actually covering Agatha All Along and the Penguin on Thursdays now, so if you want to chime into that chat, please feel free to pull up to the comment section tomorrow. But that is it for now. Thank y'all so much for the support y'all been showing on these videos, because they have been blowing up a lot lately on social media. I have one more of these to do, and then we are done. I'm trying to do something special for the last one. I'm hoping the package arrives in time. But for now, thank y'all for watching. Have a great rest of your week. I will see y'all for one last X-Men Evolution Wednesday.